Oh boy.
To Don Robert.
Oh darn it. Wrong button.
It's a tough game we play on this platform you crave, chasing clicks and likes in the digital wave. With each upload, our stories unfold in a world where the truth is often sold. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. Friendships tested in the quest for fame. Content creators, most have no shame. With every collab there's trust at stake, but in this world some friendships break. Ooh, anything goes. Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. Crafting tales of truth, some of deceit. Chasing trends in a race we repeat. The pressure mounts as views decline in the search for truth. Where do we draw the line? Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. Fabricating evidence just for the views. A double-edged sword in the news we choose. The
right
line
as I was
between real
clicking on
and
you
fake
there.
is thin as the audience questions.
Night
What
Wolf,
lies within?
Cody.
Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. The highs are thrilling when the numbers soar, but the lows hit hard down to the core. The grind continues day after day in the endless pursuit of the viral sway. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. It's about the story we tell in the ScrewTube world where we excel. Honesty and trust, our guiding light as we navigate this digital flight. Oh, ScrewTube, the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to the demonetized lows, when you sell your soul in this digital realm, anything goes.
Hello, my name is Zerzu Zyklin, and welcome to my channel. How's everybody doing today? Well, that pinned message. It seems like a tough question, but basically it's a triage type question. It's a little bit more advanced than the simple triage of you have an 80-year-old woman and a young pregnant woman. Both of their lives are in danger. Which one do you save if you can only save one? It's a complicated question. Now, there's a reason why I'm asking the question in the way that I am today. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But I was watching some YouTube, of course, and YouTube fed me modern day debates. Now, I don't really watch modern day debates anymore. I don't really have 4 hours to sit around and watch debates, and primarily most of their debates are anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. So I don't really watch a lot of them, but when it fed me, I clicked on it. I don't know why, but happened to be Rob Knorr up there doing a debate with uh Fight the Flat Earth and Max. I don't know what his channel he's from now. Um, and of course, I don't really like the moderation over there on modern day debates very much. I kind of think several of the guys there, they tend to be doing something else, playing on their phones or whatever, not paying attention to the debate at all. And I believe a moderator should pay attention to the debate. But I'm not going to give Mr. Quitter, but what was it, Rob Cartman? I'm not going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's already shown that he quits out on these little debates. Let me close this, by the way. Now, getting back into the question of if you knew your existence would cause 1 billion people to die each day, would you continue to exist? That's a hard question. It's much like, it's not really that hard, but it seems like it should be hard. If you continue to exist, all life on Earth will cease to exist in a short period of time. So why on earth would you choose to continue to exist? It's a very simple triage question. It's not like it's asking anything for you to, condemn yourself in any way. It's just a simple triage question. Now, the reason why I brought up this triage question is at the point where Rob crashed out. Now, he went through most of the debate. I guess the debate at one point, the stream had collapsed, so they started up a second stream. And of course, Rob chose to go up there, which he didn't have to. Once the stream collapsed, he could have said, you guys run a shoddy outfit here, and I don't want to go back up on your panel. But he decided to go back up on the panel, and there was very short time that they remained debating before they went to the audience questions and answers. Now, anybody who's ever watched modern day debates knows the questions and answers section of modern day debates is easily 2 hours. Easily 2 hours. So you got to kind of plan in 2 hours after your debates. So the question that ended up being asked right towards the end, and why I mention that is Rob Cartman complains that, it went way longer than he expected. He expected an hour and a half or something like that. He'll say it in his own words tomorrow when I play it. But that doesn't make any sense because the only debates that last like an hour and a half over on modern day debates are absolute failures. It's usually where the person crashed out and they just went ahead and read off the audience questions. But the question that comes up is something to do with which is more important, property damage or damage to life? Again, that's a very simple answer. Damage to life is more important than property damage. But we're going to go ahead and start this playing.
To Don and Robert, and also Craig and Max for hanging out. We're going to continue on. Even Lord for $5 says, as somebody with asthma, I am envious of Mr. Noir's lung capacity. A question for all debaters. What is worse, high property damage or human damage?
Now, let me frame that in another way, a little bit more complicated of a way. Well, not more complicated. It's the same decision either way. if I had a multi-billion-dollar building, completely empty, there's no people in it, and it was rigged to explode, and I had the White House, there's no people in it, and it was rigged to explode, and I had a 20-year-old man who was rigged in the same way, and I can only save one of them. What do you think I would save? Do you think I would save the properties? Never. Oh yeah. This is I enhanced the audio just a little bit. I pulled it up. I think it was like 3 notches, so 3 decibels or something. But this is his after the guy said he had asthma, and obviously Rob Knorr has a great lung capacity. Let's listen to this.
I think this is a
Dude, I just awake apnea. That's exactly what it is, as per Dusty. I just walked miles the other day, and I didn't breathe like that at all the entire time. You're barely even moving your finger on the freaking mouse, and about to, I mean, you're going to need one of those 24-hour CPAP machines soon. You're about one hot dog away. Anyway, so let's see. This section of the debate is just before he leaves. Tomorrow we'll be playing more of the beginning before he left.
commentary on
But today I actually plan on playing the moment after he left. So you know how I always say that it's not the frauditor behind it's not the camera. It's the frauditor behind the camera. It's the asshole running the camera that is the problem. In Rob's case, there's a similar analogy. It's not the people on the debate. Yeah, I mean, fight the flat earth is a little bit of a putz sometimes, but it's not the people on the panel. It's the guy, the coward, that keeps quitting.
what you guys were debating about BLM.
Yeah, well,
I'm
clearly
going out on a limb there.
Clearly, the answer is
You could be very correct there, but still, there was like a gulp in the middle of his breathing and pauses. It was kind of strange. Okay, you're kind of weird.
human life being damaged or lost is infinitely worse than property damage. And it is a fact, and I'm not going to, sugarcoat this, that the left in America causes more property damage, more arson, more things like that. But the right is far more lethal and with more overall violent actions.
That's not.
And I ultimately agree with his argument there that the left are far more violent. They break things, they break windows, the left have riots and they burn things down. But when it comes down to fatal interactions over the last decade, that's primarily been right.
True, as the debate proved. But to answer the question, we pointed out how you don't understand the data and the data's inaccurate. We've done it many times.
Oh, the data disagrees with you.
2020, how many violent left-wing actions were there? Did you ever get that? That was the very first question I asked as soon as open debate.
No, that was the second.
Now, I thought I would look that up, and I looked it up exactly how he asked. 2020, how many violent deaths were caused by left-wing actors? And it came up no fatalities. No fatalities in 2020 were attributed to left-wing actors. This includes And it also mentions that primarily most lethal actions are right-wing or jihadist-based. Now, the reason why there's jihadists there is because they are 9/11, and that was a big one. We gotta have a lot of bad stuff happen to our country to make up for that one. But I also found numbers of around 13 fatalities over the last decade attributed to left-wing actors, and I think it's like anywhere from 86 to 118 attributed to right-wing actors. But pretty much his data, what they're arguing is, of course, who causes the more violence. And you have to kind of categorize violence there. If you think about, property violence, of course the left is it. I mean, I'm not kidding. They're very, very, very violent. But as well, when it comes down to the loss of life, as I've already said a couple of times now, it's clearly the right. And the statistics say so. The statistics, even on right-leaning numbers, show that the right is more responsible for fatalities.
That's not true.
And one would be Cato, but there's other studies that are far right-leaning that you can't. Unfortunately, they're going to argue later in this that the Fed numbers, the FBI numbers and whatnot cannot be trusted, and it's basically all sounds like nonsensical conspiracy theorist. I mean, this guy, what's his Grid One Motorsports, or how I don't think I said that name right. Anyway, he's arguing that wow, I totally lost thought because I think I said that name wrong.
And then you changed it.
That's not true. That was the very first question I asked.
No,
the very first question.
You asked.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Go back and look. You were incapable of finding that. Now, to answer the question, it is not infinitely worse. If it's a one-to-one thing, if I had to choose between someone taking a life or destroying an automobile, clearly the value of the life is more important. However,
and that's all he needed to say right there. Funny thing is he's going to continue on with a nonsensical point here, or a non sequitur.
Have to look at all these things proportionally. All of us as humans accept the fact that we're willing to take inherent risk when it comes to the idea of protecting human life. Otherwise, we would say that the speed...
Wait, what does inherent risk with protecting human life have to do with which one is more valuable, property or human life? Human life. What does inherent risk of protecting human life have to do with that question at all?
Limit should be 5 miles an hour everywhere. That would save lives. Therefore, that's what we do. We all accept that there's some inherent risk in the fact that we could drive 65.
Fuck is this non sequitur?
Right? I totally agree with Fight the Flat Earth here. Now, Fight the Flat Earth does have a habit of interrupting and causing a little bit of mayhem in his debates, but this is it has nothing to do with the question. The question was, which is more important? There's one that's more important than the other.
Would you please be quiet, Craig?
What
please.
What the fuck is this non sequitur you're going on?
I don't know what to say. I'm answering the question, right? So
no, you're not. You're on a non sequitur. Why?
Would you please be quiet? You've illustrated that not only do you have no self-control, but you're incapable of following any logic. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to answer the question. I don't care if you continue to sit here and interrupt the whole time. We could do this for the next 4 hours if the moderator chooses to allow you to interrupt with the nonsense that you've been doing the entire debate. Otherwise, you'll allow me to finish the point. That's fine.
Right,
I could actually argue that both ways.
Moderator wants to allow this to occur, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is get to finish my point. That's what's going to happen. I've sat here patiently the entire debate. I've sat here patiently the entire debate.
I do want to let you finish your point. That is true.
All right. So the point is, we can see clearly there that we would say that there are things that we value over human life. So the idea that we say that it's infinite is certainly not true. If we talked about one person dying tragically, while that would be heinous.
And that's all it took.
Triggered? Yeah, good. Anyway, you're dumb. You think that buildings are more important than people. Next question.
Wait, was that you making noise in my ear? What was that? Did you say something? What's going on?
Don't know. Really?
I can't with you guys sometimes.
I know. I figured out how to shut Rob up.
Can I give my thoughts on that
I just want to say
question?
I'm nonplussed at the moderation, just allowing this guy to spurg out as I'm trying to answer the question. That's fine. I now understand.
You are the goat of Spurg.
I now understand that I'll just sit here quietly until the questions are done. So
that's probably better for you, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Hold on.
So,
I don't have to mute the two of you.
about,
Honestly, but hold on, Craig. Craig, you're on mute again. No, Max, we got so many questions. Even Lord 782.
And yeah, I'm about ready to agree with the moderator here that you can't. I mean, yeah, you could just sit up there and not answer any questions that are directly attributed to you. But if there's questions directly attributed to you, either you're going to answer them or get the hell off the panel. One or the other. That's what a debate is.
5, and I do.
You can even decline to answer them if you wish. At least declining to answer them is engaging with the question.
Like allowing a little bit of back and forth. If you guys can handle it, that's great. But yeah, if you guys are not having a great time, well, then we'll just carry on with questions. Even Lord says, rest in peace, Craig, living in the United Sultanate of Britain.
Living in the what, sorry?
In the United Sultanate of Britain.
Yeah, it's kind of a dog whistle.
United Sultanate
that mean?
of Britain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to say that there's a lot of Arabs and Islam people here, but I mean, I've been all over the UK and I've literally not seen these things that the propagandist media pumps out about Islam's taking over the United Kingdom. It's just simply not true. I live here and it's not true. And you know what? I can say what the fuck I want on social media and I'm not going to get arrested. Watch this on social media.
Yeah, Grinder won Homo Sports. Yeah, I'm sure he uses all kinds of I'm sure he uses every one of those. Like, I think he mentions later in the debate that I think he mentions the one up on top can hit a range of almost a mile.
Right now, fuck you, police in Britain. Fuck all of you. Come and fucking arrest me. I fucking dare you. Look, I'm not getting arrested. Everything you morons say about Britain is not true.
I think he went to his phone to cry to Andrew Wilson. Come fix this.
That's all we need out of that question. So Landon Manwaring says, get him, Rob. I don't know if you know Landon Manwaring, 8790, but they're a fan of yours, Robert. Even Lord, I don't know if you want to say anything.
You know, I bet you he's one of those people that got like, what do you call it? Participation awards. He seems young enough for that.
To your fan here.
You know, they don't give you a gold medal or anything. They just give everybody a participation award.
Landon. Oh, man. Everybody have.
I'm not even sure. I think that was, like he said, one of his subs that he just kind of waved on. That's how butthurt he is.
A great time, I swear. Even Lord, didn't the ADL call Christianity a terrorist regime? I imagine they meant to say, but
we're gonna Christianity a terrorist regime.
The ADL, they say.
Can I see a citation to show that they said Christianity is a terrorist regime? Because I just don't think that's true. I'm going to quickly fact check.
I guarantee there's some nuances to that.
Any thoughts, Max and Dawn, immediately on the super chat there?
No, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean,
I haven't heard about ADL.
Clear.
There have been terrorist cells in all types of religions and denominations. I don't There's probably some nuance to that thing. Without looking at the exact thing, I couldn't possibly
Right,
tell.
okay, so here's the truth of it. The ADL and the FBI classify specific extremist groups or individuals who claim to act as Christians, for example, the Army of God.
Ah, so people who claim to act as Christians.
Or certain white supremacist sects of Christian identities as terrorist organizations. But no, they do not classify Christianity as anything like that. So I don't know where this person got that nonsense from. Probably their mum fed them lead paint instead of formula or something. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Look what I have. A cat.
Cat!
Thanks for your.
Hey, just so it's 12:05, so I got to get going. So I thank you so much for all of you being here. I really appreciate it. But
oh boy,
we cool?
Bye then.
No.
Oh, you.
Can you read the room? The absolute silence in the room was, is he really bitching out in the middle of this reading off the questions and answers part of the debate?
Oh, yes, I'm saying it's 12:05. I was going to go. I thought that this was going to end at about like 10:30, 11. So
no, fair enough. I mean, you had options to let us know if you were getting in the end of your time, but if you need.
He did have options because it wasn't long after they had to restart the stream that he decided to quit.
Take off.
Well,
I mean, if I'm obligated
to final words, I think it's only fair Rob gets to do it.
You're not obligated to do anything.
I'll stay if that's what it's going to be. I'll stay. I'm not trying to mess up the show. I thought that this sort of the questions were. I'm not going to respond anymore during the questions, but I can sit here if that helps the show out. So.
Well, that's ridiculous, sir. I mean, it's not your presence that they want there. It's your engagement in the debate.
No. If you're just going to sit there and not actually respond to the questions that are for you, then hold on, Craig.
That setup behind him is not real. It's a green screen image, I believe. Hey, Ironton Otter.
If you're going to sit there and not respond to the questions that are for you, then I mean, there's not much of a point to be here.
Oh,
I mean, you've never seen.
Thank you so much for your time. Then I really appreciate it. Thanks. So it's past the time that I thought that we would be here. That's all I'm suggesting. So.
No.
Okay.
Hey, Rob.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
And like I said, okay, I'll go over to Modern Day Debates channel. I don't have to. You guys can go check it out. Most of their debates are 3 hours. 3 hours is an average. 4 hours is normal. Andrew Wilson, twice before he went on their panel, went up there the first time for 7 hours and the second time for 3 hours. And that was just recently. Andrew Wilson has been on there many other times, but 7 hours and 3 hours. And you expected an hour and a half debate?
Much.
You have a lot to do right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Max.
Have a great rest of the show.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
We shall.
We'll see you
Thank
guys.
you.
The one.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? Do people see the frustration? Do people see this? Literally, the entire debate, I sit there quietly.
I'm going to be showing that you're actually the primary problem in the debate. Today, I'll be showing from the point that you left to the end of the debate. It's going to be relatively calm. And tomorrow, I'll be showing the part where you're in there rambling and babbling, and it's like you're a chatterbox. That's all you end up hearing after a while.
Literally. Then when finally I've had enough of this guy interrupting me, I start saying like, okay, I'm not going to let you. Surely the moderator is going to instruct you to be quiet. Nope. Just lets it go on and 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 on.
Yeah, kind of like you going on and on and on and on. That's all you needed.
We have audience questions.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this debate. It's an interesting one. I don't know, man. I think each one of them got on my nerves at one point. The moderator, Max, Fight the Flat Earth, Grinder One Homo Sports. All of them got on my nerve at some point.
Question, so that's the way it's going to go. The Milkman 369 says, what is the methodology in the studies for defining a right versus left-wing violence? Question for the left. What's the methodology?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the hard thing, is defining left and right, because like Max said, if we're looking at America, yeah, there's left and right, but if we compare America to other countries, the entirety of America is right. So, I mean, it's a bit of a vague question, because the actual definition of what is left and right is not something that's set in stone. Max, thoughts?
Cool with that?
No, I generally agree. What you consider left and right, I made it very clear that you would call Kamala Harris and Biden the radical left, and they are like way to the right of me, for example.
Well, he's a communist, by the way.
Relative, and it is kind of funny when they say the radical left is like, yeah, no, they're not.
Oh my God, Saab Cartman. Now let me explain part of that. After Saab Cartman spurred on that channel, he continued for another 3 hours spurging on his own channel. Well, more of an explanation, trying to explain everything away, how it was everybody else's fault that he kind of bitched out. But he's done that before. We're used to it by now. Yeah, one day.
Not doing,
maybe after the show.
They're not doing like actual terrorism. They're not doing any of the things that the historical radical left has ever done. And the left in general has taken more of a turn in the last 20, 25 years. You can see that all over Latin America on a more data-driven way of governance. So what you see today as the Uruguay Communist Party is very different than Communist Soviet Union.
All right. Next question coming in from Airborne Animal says, like all leftists, Craig doesn't like getting interrupted, but he can't stop interrupting everyone else. What a joke. All right.
Here's the thing, right?
Kevin De Oliveira, we can't entertain all of these questions because we do need to move along.
Response, just about 10 seconds.
I mean, unless Don, I mean, we're asking Don to hold down a lot of fort here. So, like, Don, unless you're okay to,
it's cool. I got it.
I just let you want to explain something, right? I interrupt in very specific circumstances, and that is when my question's been ignored or someone lies about me, or if I think there's a break in the conversation where I'm can naturally interrupt. When I'm interrupted and I get annoyed, it's because I'm literally in the middle of a sentence about maybe finish a point and they cannot just wait fucking 2 seconds.
I call BS on that one, man. You like to bother people. You like to get under their skin. You like to see if you can stump them by interrupting them a couple of times and make it where they can't continue their thought. I mean, anybody who's watched you knows that you're a bit of a troll debater. You're smart, and you do a very good job, but you're a bit of a troll. You give people the shiv every once in a while, if or most of the time.
There's a difference.
Right. Next question. Craig, can you name 5 right-wing riots that have happened in the past 10 years? This is from Kevin Del Riva 7999.
Not off the top of my head, no, but I can easily research and find a bunch if you like. Just because I do not have all information at hand does not mean that information does not exist. To quote Einstein, I do not need to learn these equations. They are not important. They are written in a book and I can look them up. The important thing is knowing how to use the information.
Yep. Where you learn your information from is not important to the value of the information and how you apply it.
All right, Basil Parham says, Craig, remember that time you navigated a nuclear submarine? Tell us
Basil,
more.
So you've left my chat to come and troll me here. That's always nice. Yeah, as a submariner, and I'm sure anyone who's ever been a submariner will be aware, you have to, as part of your training, learn every fucking system on board that submarine. Why, you may ask, do you have to learn every system on board a submarine? Why would a chef have to know how to, for instance, manage the hydraulics? The reason for that is because if somebody dies on board a submarine, you can't fucking replace them. So yes, I spent time navigating a submarine as part of my training as a submariner.
All right, nominal 5583 for $10 says $10 for Craig to leave. Oh,
make it 20.
Nominal.
20.
Make it 20 nominal, and we
that's
will
funny.
have a deal.
If you want to get a debater kicked, send 100. Come on.
Yeah, send $100 and I will remove him and say, eat my butt.
PayPal.me/FTFE, 50 quid. I'll never come back to modern day debates.
50 quid. He sell him out, out
yeah.
forever, and then he just lie about it.
No, I'll just take the money and lie, actually. That's the thing.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, he lies. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Big League Drew says, yeah, no stranger to lying over there, Craig. Ooh, yeah, no, I'm being bad. No, I'm picking. Big League Drew says, do you believe the FBI when they say Epstein killed himself, or are they lying? Well, there's been a lot of weird stuff around that.
I honestly, no, I don't think Epstein killed himself. It's a conspiracy theory. Do I have any evidence? No. But let's look at what there is available. The footage.
Well, it seems strange, but hold on. Hold on. I want to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off. Now I'm going to mute you. Hold on. Let's let Dawn respond right quick, Craig. Okay? The only one who's not had a chance.
I don't know either way, but as we were arguing earlier, that I could argue that both the left and the right have hidden many secrets that actually, like, as far as the Epstein files, why are they hiding them? I can explain why. Maybe there's a whole lot of our government that was all wrapped up in them. Forget about Trump, because it's went through multiple. It's went through Trump, it's went through Biden, and then back to Trump, and nobody's releasing it. There's something there, and my guess is a stack of all of our politicians' names, or at least all the nasty ones.
I mean,
do you believe
the FBI?
Right,
none of these questions are really for me.
Right and left.
I made my points sparingly and but effectively during the debate. Rob actually carried all the water today, so I can understand why he was tired. He's been streaming like nonstop today. So I
don't know the answer to that question, Cody.
I get.
I could probably look it up.
He had to bow out, but I mean. I mean, it really seems like that, as I suggested early on.
I'm going to help Tom
like
get some socks on, I believe.
Pick the first study and just go with it without vetting it or looking into it at all. And I think Rob and I both are pretty well versed in the fact that the ADL and the FBI and the CSIS studies are all at best fractured and really they're very misleading, which is fine as long as you're willing to admit that going into it. But when you're not willing to admit it, then you're just lying to yourself. That's all.
So conspiracy, the FBI conspiracy. Throw the numbers. Got it.
No, genuine question, Den. What studies can we trust?
I don't actually trust a lot of studies without vetting them. I spent my, I didn't serve on a nuclear submarine, but I have a degree in psychology, and they told me that psychology was a science, but psychology is not a science. Psychology is at best a guess. And so if they're going to lie to me about an entire course of study, why wouldn't they lie to me about some statistics that are made up?
Wait, you do have a license to? Are you licensed in psychology?
We don't. No, not in psychology. They don't license psychologists here. You're very interesting character, sir.
You're telling me that you do not go to school.
I have a degree. I have actually multiple degrees. I have a degree in psychology, another one in criminal justice, And then I did my minor in philosophy.
And it's
But
not a science.
That was like 30 odd years ago. I'm old.
All right, let's ask the next question there, guys.
Not a science. That was kind of my point. Would you say that not
hold on,
releasing
Max?
the
No,
Epstein
no, we
files
can't.
is political violence?
Hold on. I mean, yes or no, and then let's carry on.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Or
would you say
he said
that
not releasing the Epstein files
is political violence?
Political violence. I don't know if that can be summed up in a yes or no.
That's not political violence.
All right. All right. So Airborne Animal says, what is the data? How was it collected? What questions were asked? Ooh, you don't know. Big surprise. Craig for the L. All right. Let's just leave it there. Airborne. Because there's not a whole lot to respond to there besides you just saying, I think you're wrong.
Hello, GMK.
Emperor Fat Ass Dog says,
he's wrong, but you know.
well, I mean, you cited a few things that you said you had data for, so I mean, we can't go through everything. I'm so sorry. Emperor Fat Ass Dog says, why do the left worship violent criminals like Luigi Mangione, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd? Isn't that counterproductive on the left's part? I'll hand it over to you first there, Max, if you don't mind. Hold on there.
Now, Greg was eager, so you can throw it over to him.
Yeah.
Okay, Luigi Mangione, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd.
I haven't heard of any left people worshipping those, but my question would be, why does the right worship a multiple felon, sexual abuser, homophobe,
it's so trite.
Pedophile?
You know, you can do way better.
Why would they worship someone like that tried to overthrow the American government?
I don't think anyone worships that person. However, I can give you examples.
Have you seen X? Have you seen the people on X that worship the Orange God King?
I don't actually go to Twitter much. I'm not a
I try not to be honest. It is a fucking cesspool of people that worship.
It's always been a cesspool.
Ask the next question.
I don't go there very often. I will say though, just you know, in clarification of the point, if you say they don't worship them, but yet an entire country literally rioted over George Floyd, people who had no idea of the facts demonstrated for
they
Brianna,
took them beyond the ice wall.
And this is insanity on the left. It's just insanity. And if you can't call it insanity, I don't know I don't know how to help you. I just really don't.
Hey, I agree. There's insane people on the left, like the fucking idiots that started taking a bunch of Tylenol.
Oh, well, I have a short I'm going to make of him later where he single-handedly destroys the rights argument against abortion by saying that 98% of female who have sex forced upon them and they then have a child, 98% of them out of the women that have that happen, 98% of them choose to keep the child. Oh my God, the sky is falling. 2% of people choose otherwise. Let's make laws to govern the 2%. The minority. That's what these guys back. I don't think they necessarily back Trump. I think it's more that Trump backs suppressing the minority.
You know, there's fucking idiots and absolute nutbars and extremists on the left, but they also exist on the right, and one of them's the president.
All right, next question coming in. Landon Man Waring says, both of these lefty voices are so annoying they should automatically lose the debate. All right, Isa Kabir. All right, thank you. Isa says, here to support my familia, says MXXD, Craig, and Ryan. I don't know if I'm on everybody's happy list tonight there, Isa, but that's okay because I don't care. All right, Alejandro for $50. MX says, Robert and Don, you guys are right. The right wing doesn't write as much. They do shootings, assassinations, school shootings, and mass shootings instead. Any thoughts there, Don?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we just look at the numbers of actual like shootings and assassinations, if we actually did something about it, we wouldn't allow Democrats to own firearms. I think that most of the school shootings lately have been by verified Democrats and people that we can't talk about without getting purged from YouTube. And so, that's a
The
real
Jews?
thing. No.
Did you really just do that?
No. The trans people, transmissions.
Oh.
You can't talk about that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we keep looking at this, and there's seems to be a very radicalized group of people in this country that, for whatever reason, can't deal with their anger and emotions in a normal way. As a competitive shooter myself, and one of the things that when you're in this environment, I look, and and in our community, we look for people who are showing signs of radicalism, because of the reality that there's some really whacked out people out there, and they're usually on the left, and I think that's really hilarious. So
I'd say they're usually on the right, like ones that don't understand science and stuff like that.
I would challenge you to prove that.
Okay, well, the big right-wing leader said that Tylenol causes autism. That's one of the most whacked out things I've ever fucking heard.
Well, I'm talking specifically about the ask, which was that these people, that we seem to be on the right committing the violence of school shootings and that sort of thing, and yet overwhelmingly, overwhelmingly the radical left, especially the gay trans community, seem to be committing those crimes.
Well, actually, no, that's incorrect. So 95% of school shootings in the US are completely apolitical. They're nothing to do with political ideologies at all. Of the 5% that is left, the majority of them are far right extremists, not left wing.
Do you?
This is what. Do you trust statistics?
Last year was a different bump, but do you know how many people were actually killed in school shootings in 2023? I believe it was.
Do not know the exact number, no, but
it was like 9. It was like 9.
The NTEC.
You know how many were killed? There was like 9. Do you? And that's okay. You can fact check me on that later. Do you know how many were killed in crosswalks by moms in SUVs that shouldn't be driving?
No.
It's like 70. I think it was 68 or something, but it's in the 70 range. So the trying to draw these parallels is a ridiculous game. I'm just saying
I didn't do that. I didn't bring up school shootings, but
sure.
If you want the facts around
the questioner did. Yeah, I got you.
But the facts around school shootings, do you trust the National Threat Assessment Center statistics?
I mean, I think that it's pretty biased, but I don't know. No? I don't pay attention to a lot of that. The National Threat Assessment. If it was a real organization, I would be.
Where do you get your?
If it was a really serious organization, how much of a threat could they not when they're not assessing the threats to various schools in the beginning? And why do we always learn that these school shooters and whatnot tend to be known to the FBI or known to these people, and yet they do nothing? So I don't.
Well, yeah, that's an American problem. You do realize that school shootings are like a uniquely American phenomenon, right?
Yeah, I do.
And
that's okay.
Problem. That's not. What do you mean? That's okay.
Right.
It's okay that we have our problems and you have yours, sir.
No. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. Even though we have our problems and they have theirs, it's not okay that problem exists.
No, it's not okay that school shootings is a problem. That's not okay. You should never say, oh my... Den, did you just say that it's okay that your country has a problem? No, I said
it's
shootings?
Okay that it's an American
I'm not sure.
problem.
I could look it up.
It is a problem. I did not say it's not a problem. You said it's a uniquely American problem. I said that's okay.
No, it's not okay, sir. I'm an American, and I'm telling you it's not okay that it's uniquely our problem. It's a problem that we need to solve, a problem that is not okay.
Have problems in England we don't have here, right? You have people driving over people with cars in the middle of the road. Okay? We don't have that here, sir.
Sorry, in what sense?
So let me say it this way. Before all this nut stuff started happening, let's say we'll go ahead and we'll pick 1999. If you were to say, that the left caused violence and they're the result of school shootings, well, you could say, well, what would I fall back on? Oh, Columbine. And yeah, the answer is yes. But my God, that was years before 1999. So now if we ask the same question every week, every couple of weeks, every couple of days. Not just school incidences. We're talking about just incidences where people decide to, primarily on the left, extinguish the life of another. The numbers match. The Fed numbers, the FBI numbers match. The national statistics for safety awareness or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They match. All of the statistics match. Most of the statistics point towards the right. For now, as far as property damage, the left. But as far as loss of life, the right.
Is it okay?
He doesn't have traffic accidents. Did you just really say
No,
that?
I didn't say that, sir. That's not what I said.
Seriously, then, in
It's
what
okay.
sense is it okay?
Move on. No, it's fine. I may be.
How is it fine? What do you mean school shootings is fine?
I didn't say that school shootings were fine, sir. I said that they're a uniquely American event is not a problem for me.
What do you mean
Just
that's
like,
not
just
a
like
problem?
people
That's a
blowing up
massive
classrooms, just like
Correct.
problems, just like people blowing up
Jesus
classrooms
Christ.
in Afghanistan is not a problem for me.
But it's not okay for them. And I'm sure that the people there believe it's not okay. Maybe not their government, maybe not the people that's doing the whole boom boom thing, but the people who are just trying to survive their lives think it's not okay, I bet.
All right, we got to ask the next question. Airborne Animal
Did you
says
actually
studies
just
are
say
only as
that?
good.
You
Shush,
batshit
1 second, Craig, you're on mute. Studies are only as good as methods used. The phase
That's true.
the phrase garbage in, garbage out has significant meaning in data analysis. And
Okay, now on that, I agree. Garbage in, garbage out. But what that doesn't mean that if you don't accept it, just throw it away. If you have, let's say, an old TV that's kind of, got a little orange spot over in the corner, but you've been using it for a while and you have a good TV that's running, then you take the garbage and you throw it out and you put the new thing in. But just to throw the garbage out doesn't make any sense unless you have something to replace it. Now, you don't have to have replacement to disprove something, but you do have to have replacement if you're going to try to insert law.
science.
If you live in an
Oh,
Oregon zip
somehow I got
code
a
and have
commercial in
0
here.
DUIs in the last
I
5
thought I
years,
cut all the darn commercials out.
Yeah, I mean, they can cope however they feel like it. The only thing that trumps data is more data. So you can flail and you can move your arms every which way that you want to try and dismiss the data.
Hold on, we're going to try to move a little bit quicker.
I'm
Gave
sorry,
an
did I
example of a
just get
Biden
interrupted?
administration issue, dude. Like you literally gave an example
by
of a
the way, I need
Biden
to correct myself
administration
with that.
issue.
Is your argument for gun registration? I'm not sure.
And you're whining about Trump. Stop it.
That wasn't me.
All right,
Mine
Craig,
was
let's go.
Mine was 2025. So go
Hold
harder.
on, Craig.
I do think that we should try to do something to control the loss of life, and ultimately that relates to gun regulation. But this young man down here on the bottom left most certainly isn't for gun regulation of any sort.
You're on mute. Craig, I put you on mute just for 1 second, just because they were both
Sorry,
talking.
yeah. I do need to
I can
correct
see the
myself
delay or
about what I said earlier. The incident was actually September 2025. However, the report was talking also about things that were done in 23 and 24. But the specific incident of the black bag wrap being used was September the 24th, 2025.
All right, next one coming in from
Primarily what I'm trying to show here is that this engagement is quite calm. It seems like a standard debate. There's no real nonsense happening. Everybody's just having their standard debate forum. Like I said, tomorrow when I show the other part of this, we'll show where Rob Knorr's problem is, why he keeps having the issues he has with people basically trying to shout to get a word in edgewise as he's sitting there chatter.
Kabir for $2 says, come to the after.
And it does. It quite literally starts sounding like that.
Show at Yerba Mate Talks. That's Max's show over
Let's
there.
fucking go.
Basil Problem for $5 says, MXXD, are you an actual communist? Do you believe in central planning? How are your views different from Stalin's? All right, my catheter is not working here, so I have to step away. Just hold on now.
That's a good question, Basil. First time. Good on you. So, yes, I am an actual communist. There is, and I try to lay it out in my opening, that there is a huge difference between what you would find when you read the Communist Manifesto than what you find now in the different communist parties of Latin America. In Uruguay in particular, Uruguay comes from a very high democratic, we hold democracy to a very high regard. And except for the 2 military coups that the U.S. Gladly sponsored us, we have
I'm good with that.
In the collective memory of our society, it's the idea of never going back to a non-democratic form of government. So that would be the most fundamental difference. And then there are some things within, how you would get from the transition of a capitalist system into communism. But I would say I'm more of a, if you want to call it something, that would be more of like a neo-communist or whatever. I don't know, but labels are boring.
Basically, what he described is that the communists of old were quite violent, and they didn't want any type of democracy. Where the new communists, they seem to be, of course, less violent and are leaning more towards democracy now.
How am I supposed to lose weight when it's fucking Halloween and there's candy around?
Wallahi.
Anyway, I am going to go ahead and pull this down. I was going to watch further. Primarily what I was trying to show today is that this conversation has went on relatively smooth. There's no yelling over each other. Really, everybody's having a good exchange. Tomorrow, what I'll be showing you is Rob Noor creating an atmosphere where he keeps getting interrupted because he just won't shut his fucking yap. As always, you guys are awesome. Remember, you don't have to be wise. Just don't submit to stupid. Thank you very much. And have a good day. Hey, Cardi Blanche. Bye. Hey, Katie D.
It's a tough game we play on this platform you crave, chasing clicks and likes in the digital wave. With each upload, our stories unfold in a world where the truth is often sold.
Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes.
Friendships tested in the quest for fame. Content creators, most have no shame. With every collab there's trust at stake, but in this world some friendships break. Ooh, anything goes. Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. Tales of truth, some of deceit. Chasing trends in a race we repeat. The pressure mounts as views decline in the search for truth. Where do we draw the line? Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views headlines just for the views. A double-edged sword in the news we choose. The line between real and fake is thin as the audience questions what lies within.
Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes.
Why do I write such long songs?
The highs are thrilling when the numbers soar, but the lows hit hard down to the core. The grind continues day after day in the endless pursuit of the viral sway. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. It's about the story we tell in the ScrewTube world where we excel. Honesty and trust, our guiding light as we navigate this digital flight.
Oh, ScrewTube, the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to the demonetized lows, when you sell your soul in this digital realm, anything goes.
Penguins. By the way, they should rename Antarctica Penguin Land. Penguins everywhere.
Batman's back in town, penguin.
Luftgeknal. Dit is mijn pinguïn. Acht! Laat! Dit is mijn pinguïn. Roet! Dit is mijn pinguïn voor roodschaftrag. Voorbereid! Mars!